Attention passionate Seattle Seahawks fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC West and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Seattle Seahawks' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Seattle Seahawks fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Seattle SEAHAWKS fans. Let's get to the news. There's a lot of buzz swirling around the NFC West right now, and one of the biggest stories isn't just about the Seahawks. It's about what could be a game-changing move involving one of the league's most dominant defensive tackles. Rumors are swirling that the Seattle Seahawks are in serious talks to acquire Christian Wilkins from the Las Vegas Raiders. And if this deal goes through, it could be a huge statement of intent for Seattle. Think about it, adding a player of Wilkins' caliber to this already formidable defensive line would send shockwaves through the division and could elevate the Seahawks to new heights, especially on the interior line where they've been looking to solidify their run defense and pressure game. Now, this isn't simply a case of any trade. It's a strategic move by Seattle to bolster a front that has been impressive this season but still has room to grow, especially against the run. Wilkins, at just 29 years old, is a proven interior disruptor. Last season, he put up some eye-popping numbers with 8 sacks, 14 tackles for loss, and 3 forced fumbles. And he's no stranger to making plays in big moments, his PFF grade of 89. 2 ranks him among the top 6 defensive tackles in the league. That kind of production and consistency makes him an ideal fit for Seattle's defensive scheme. When you look at his career stats, 28 sacks and 52 tackles for loss since 2019. It's clear that Wilkins is a game wrecker, especially in clutch situations. His ability to anchor the middle of that defensive line and stuff the run, while also pressuring the quarterback, could be exactly what Seattle needs to push their defense into elite territory. The Raiders, on the other hand, are reportedly in a bit of a rebuild mode after a disappointing season. With a record of 5-8, and coming off a rough stretch that saw Gardner Minshew throw 17 interceptions, Las Vegas is looking to cut costs and rebuild for the future. According to insiders like Diana Rossini, the Raiders are open to trading Wilkins, possibly for a second-round pick in 2026 and a fourth-rounder. The move could save them around $17 million on the cap, which they could then redirect toward fixing their offensive line or other areas. The Raiders are also dealing with a cap situation that's over $13 million for 2026, so clearing space by trading Wilkins makes sense for their long-term plans. But why would Seattle be so interested in Wilkins? Well, for starters, their run defense has been solid but not spectacular, giving up around 105 rushing yards per game, which ranks around 11th in the league. Adding Wilkins would help bring that number down significantly, potentially to around 80 yards per game, which would be a huge boost. His presence would also help reduce the opponent's rushing EPA, that's expected points added, by about 21%. That kind of impact transforms the entire defensive front, plus with players like PFF grade of 84. One Peely, the Seahawks already have a strong pass rush, but Wilkins would add that interior anchor that makes their defense a nightmare for opposing offenses. Imagine the Seahawks, front with Wilkins in the middle, Peely rushing from the edge, and the rest of the defense flying around. It's a recipe for domination. This move would also give Seattle a boost in the number of tackles and tackles for loss, elevating their team's overall defensive stats. Expect an increase of around 160 combined tackles across the board, pushing their TFLs from 65 to around 85. That's a significant jump, comparable to what Aaron Donald did for the Rams back in 2022, elevating interior pressure and making it almost impossible for offenses to establish any rhythm. Offensively, the Seahawks could see benefits as well. Better run defense means more opportunities for their offense to stay on the field, control the clock, and wear down opponents. And with their current record of 10-3, Seattle's defense has been a key factor in their successful season, turning into a kind of brick wall similar to the 2020 Tampa Bay Buccaneers after adding a defense that just refuses to break. With Wilkins anchoring the middle, the Seahawks could push their defensive stops into new territory, leading to more turnovers and giving Geno Smith more chances to operate in advantageous situations. In the playoffs, Wilkins' impact could be even more pronounced. His 4 playoff TFLs in previous postseason appearances show he's a clutch performer when it counts most. Elevating his playoff production could tip the scales even further in Seattle's favor, especially against tough ground attacks like Christian McCaffrey's 200 rushing yards. Wilkins' ability to penetrate gaps and shut down runs in critical moments could turn the tide in close games, boosting Seattle's odds of making a deep playoff run and perhaps even winning their first Super Bowl in years. The betting odds are already shifting, from plus 600 to plus 450 according to BetMGM, signaling that experts believe this move could elevate the Seahawks' chances significantly. It's not just a move about adding talent, it's about redefining the interior of the Seahawks' defense. Wilkins' addition would mirror the Raiders' potential in their own rebuild, but in Seattle's case, it's about taking the next step and cementing their status as a Super Bowl contender. They're already playing some of their best football this season, but with Wilkins in the mix, they could become an even more impenetrable force, especially against the run. That could make them a nightmare for any offense they face in the postseason, especially teams that rely heavily on ground attacks or play-action passes that take advantage of defenses that are forced to cheat up. Looking at the bigger picture, this potential trade also highlights the strategic approach Seattle has taken this season. They've been committed to building a balanced, high-powered team that can win in multiple ways. Their offense, led by Geno Smith, has been efficient and explosive, but their defense has been the backbone of their success. Adding Wilkins would be the cherry on top, a move that sends a message to the rest of the league that the Seahawks are not just content to compete, they're here to dominate. It's a bold statement that says they're all in for a Super Bowl push and that they're willing to do what it takes to get there. Of course, this move isn't without risks. Trading for a player like Wilkins involves cap considerations and the need to adjust other parts of the roster. But given their current cap space of around $22 million, Seattle has some flexibility to make it work, especially with the potential to cut some players and create room. Plus, Wilkins' veteran presence and consistent production make him a reliable piece that can help Seattle sustain their success over the next few seasons. His experience, leadership, and ability to perform in high-stakes moments could be exactly what the Seahawks need to push through the playoffs and into the Super Bowl. All in all, if this trade materializes, it's a move that would be remembered for years to come. It's a bold statement that the Seahawks are serious about contending now, and it could be the piece that elevates their defense into an elite category. Their fans, already excited about a deep playoff run, would have even more reason to believe this team is destined for greatness. The NFC West is heating up, and with Wilkins potentially in Seattle, they're not just participating, they're setting the pace and making a statement that they're here to stay at the top. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Seattle Seahawks news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. Looking ahead, Seahawks fans should be cautiously optimistic. The team has shown resilience, talent, and a clear vision of success. Their current record and performance indicate that they're a legit contender, and if they can close the deal for Wilkins, a true difference maker on the interior, they could be the team that finally brings the Lombardi Trophy back to the Pacific Northwest after so many years of waiting. The upcoming weeks will be crucial, and much will depend on how this trade unfolds and how the team integrates Wilkins into their scheme. In the end, it's all about the passion, the grit, and the relentless pursuit of greatness that defines Seahawks Nation. Whether this move happens or not, one thing is clear: Seattle is not backing down. They're pushing forward, aiming for the stars, and with players like Wilkins possibly joining the squad, they're taking a big step toward that elusive Super Bowl title. So stay tuned, stay loud, and let's keep believing the best is yet to come for the Seahawks. And now, Seattle Seahawks fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and the Seattle Seahawks. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Seattle Seahawks news.